Hello everybody and welcome to the Mechanical channel. Hope you're enjoying the content. If you are, please leave a like and subscribe and click the little bell icon thing so you never miss another video. And you join me today for another organ chat, but this time it's quite a special one. This is an original 1935 6-rank Compton in the Plaza Cinema Weston-super-Mare, and this also has something called a solo cello on it. Okay, joining me once again is Ben Snowden. Welcome to the channel, a regular visitor to the channel now. Now this is a very special Compton, isn't it?
It is. This is a completely unaltered original instrument, and what's particularly special about it is it's in its original home, which is a commercially operating cinema, and that's just so rare. And there's something really magical being able to come and play, and I've been very privileged to maintain it for 25 years. And it really is an amazing thing. If the organ builders from 1930s went in it now, it looks exactly as they would have left it.
Yeah. So everything is original as it was. So that includes the electrics as well, doesn't it? So everything
is original. Yep. So the heaters, they've got plate heaters on the ceiling. The thermostats, light switches are all as was.
Yeah.
So is the cabling, but that's another. But it's all perfectly safe. It's all a metal conduit, and it's the chest is still on its original leathers, or tosh as it is. The regulators have been done in some of the percussions, but apart from that, it's completely original.
So it really is built to last for Comptons. Now, of course, the building itself is quite a treasure trove, isn't it? It's like, so backstage, if you're watching this footage now, you'll see all the old fire buckets and things like that. It's remarkable, isn't it, to actually walk around inside this building, and it's like untouched, isn't it, for the most part?
It is. It is like a time capsule, and we're very lucky that in some ways Odeon did so little maintenance backstage.
Yes.
That these 1930s features have remained.
Yeah.
But there's lots of fuse boards, and some of the original spotlights, or floodlights rather, still exist.
Yeah. So again, obviously this is now the Plaza, not the Odeon. Obviously they've been very supportive, I gather, and it's featured regularly, more so than it was with Odeon.
Absolutely, yeah. So the Plaza have actually featured the organ many times already. They've only had it for a year. Whereas Odeon didn't feature the organ at all in the 25 years I was involved. They allowed us to hire the instrument.
That's very nice of them.
Well, it was very nice of them, and we put on concerts. So the organ has been in the public eye all of that time. But Odeon, partly because they're a very big firm, and the organ doesn't fit their business. Yeah. But Merlin, who are an independent cinema chain, care about the buildings and they care about history, and they are keen for these things to be used as they were designed. Yeah,
and obviously, as you say, they're restoring the building bit by bit, and sort of its former glory is coming back.
It is. It's a huge job. A building like this is a nightmare, because it's...
Well, again, we see it all over the country, well, across the world, actually, the United States including, that buildings like this, the picture palaces, are disappearing because of, obviously for more modern buildings, as it were. But this has a certain character, doesn't it? And it's actually, I'd rather sit in here and watch a film than go to a modern sort of,
multiplex. Yeah, exactly. And well, they are. They're little wooden boxes. They've got no character at all. We've still got the original proscenium arch. The tabs are still here, although they don't currently work, but they're on the hit list to be done. And it's got a cinema that was built as opposed to a box.
So when was this built? 1935?
1935.
And obviously this, for me, it ticks all the right boxes. So it's on a lift, it goes up and down, it's got an illuminated surround, which is what you want, but this also has a very special feature, doesn't it? The solo cello. Will you tell us a bit about that?
So the solo cello, Comptons were real innovators, and they developed an electrically bowed string with different fingers to pick up the notes, and it sounds very much like a real cello if played in the right way. I mean, obviously you can't bow it in different ways, but played sympathetically, it really is very effective. They didn't make many of them, and in fact one of them, the Glasgow one, was removed from the organ because it was, obviously they didn't like it. But it's quite a job to get at it. You've got to climb right through the organ chamber, which is on the roof, and it's right at the far end. But it's an amazing thing, as your video.
It's a remarkable thing to watch work. It's very clever. Really, it's sort of electric violins are quite commonplace nowadays, but obviously to have one from 1935 played from an organ, you know, is quite revolutionary at the time.
And also to have the volume, because amplification in those days wasn't what it is now, to have an amplifier that you could hear that cello in the back of the auditorium, back of the circle.
And it does a very effective, like you say, it sounds like the real thing, because it is the real thing, I suppose.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, other than having a hair bow and it's got a plastic wheel with some rosin on it, it is the same thing. Yeah. But making it play reliably is a challenge.
Yes, yeah.
Which is why it's not often been featured over the years.
They made, what, about seven of them roughly?
You asked me that earlier. It's around that number. I don't know how many exactly. Yeah. But most of them have sort of changed organs, so there's not many that.
So, but this is obviously, as you say, original, completely unchanged.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which is remarkable. Well, I think we ought to hear it now. So, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
And here we are at this absolutely wonderful 6th rank Compton, and obviously we're going to demonstrate it. But I just want to touch on one thing before we start. You'll notice these multicoloured tabs across the back. Now this is for the colour changer in the console, which is really something you need to show separately. It's well, I find it a quite frightening piece of equipment to watch work actually, but it's very clever, and you can select which colours you like, or you can have it in automatic and it will cycle through on its own. So it's all very, very clever. But anyway, on to the pipe work, because that's the main body of this instrument. There are 6 ranks, and we're going to start with the tuba. There's a flute on the accompaniment, and just a bit of bass on the pedal so we can fill it out a bit. There's a tibia. Vox humana, and an oboe. Now it says it's an oboe, but really you can use it almost like an English horn, which is remarkable really. Lovely sound that. There's a cello, the flute obviously, and of course you've got the various percussions as well. So you've got a xylophone, a glockenspiel, which is available on tap if you like, and as orchestral bells. A vibraphone, the carillon, and some chimes as well. All real instruments, of course. And we have the various percussions you'd expect to find. So bass drums, a bass drum roll which sounds like someone, well, I don't know really. Comment what you think that sounds like, be sensible. A snare drum, triangle, and a cymbal as well. There's also a roll cymbal located down here, steamboat, and a grand, well it says grand crash, but it's more of a grand thump. Right, so that's that. Now then, the solo cello. This is, I've got to do this in the right order, so forgive me. So the amplifier needs to be on, and that on, and then what we get is, it's a little unusual, but I just want you to keep in mind, this was 1935, this was cutting edge technology back in the day. How strange is that? Lovely though, isn't it? So as you can see, there is Christmas hats, which I've just ripped off the top of the thing. Stay still. And tinsel. Obviously, it's nearly Christmas. We're playing for some Christmas screenings today, so a bit of Christmas music to see us out. Thank you so much for watching. Very Merry Christmas to you, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.